How you doing? I'm Cheyenne Autumn. We've got a phenomenal treat for you tonight. We are here live with Helen Kagan. She is a fine art artist, and her brand is the Healing Arts. Helen, my lady, how are you tonight? It's a pleasure to have you on here with us, and cannot wait to dive in.
Go ahead, ask your questions. Hi.
All right. You want to ask right? All right. As far as and I want to kind of ditch a lot of the bullet point questions. I think first and foremost, I mean, your brand, the Healing Arts, in and of itself, is phenomenal. And if anything, if there's a time in recent history that we need this, it's now, especially considering how 2020 just obliterated all of us.
I can't agree with you more, Cheyenne, and thank you for introducing me. And actually, before answering this wonderful question of yours, I wanted to acknowledge that, you know what, guys, we're doing something incredible. We're doing something unique, and this kind of show is first one of its kind. And I am really, really, really grateful to the crew, the team, as we call, guys behind the scene. And I really want to say a huge thank you, well, to Cheyenne, of course, the gorgeous man that you see, will be our host tonight, and Tony Smothers, who is in marketing and who actually is the glue of everything, and he's the one who introduced us all together, and a wonderful video crew run by Sean Trott, and a big thank you to Suzanne Sabatini, the owner of the building in the Sawmill Center in Maitland, Florida, where the exhibition, that real physical exhibition, is taking place. And by the way, that we are running this show from 3 different locations, and Cheyenne is in Orlando, and I am in Burlington, Vermont. So this is what I mean is the first and the one of its kind show. So a huge thank you to the whole team, and I am
pleasure to be part of it.
Actually, I forgot to say thank you to myself, because somebody had to create all these paintings, and I'm learning. This is my learning curve, to be, to take care of myself. And this is like my own topic, maybe not for this particular show, but somebody had to create this about 100 paintings that are on display in Sawmill Center in Maitland, Florida, which is like a suburb of Orlando. Not suburb, actually. I think it's like, how you call it, the big Orlando, right? So it's there.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy.
The Central Florida area.
Yeah, okay. So I'm very happy to be with you, all of you who is watching it and will be watching and recording tonight. We decided that we're not going to show you the whole entire exhibition, because it would take like probably several hours, and it doesn't make any sense. So there will be just a few pieces, like representatives of different directions of my art, or different series and collections. And the very first one, I guess Cheyenne wanted to ask me
we have to start with Metamorphosis. That's that grandiose foyer shot in the beginning. We have to start with that. So
thank you.
First and foremost, it's drop dead gorgeous. That's obvious. It's obviously 2 pieces. So what are the dimensions of each piece? I'm assuming they're the same.
Well, you can see that they're the same, because if you can't, then you are not an artist. By the way, Cheyenne is an artist himself. Yeah. I can see that right now. So yes, they're obviously the same size, and it's a diptych. And it was created originally a couple of years ago for another solo show that I had in New York with another gallery. That show called Metamorphosis, Colors and Healing, and the whole show was about metamorphosis, and those were like the central piece. This is my favorite size, 4 by 6 feet, and if you ask me why it's my favorite size, you can ask me why it's my favorite size.
I was going to
Well,
ask you. Yeah.
all
Go
right.
ahead.
So first of all, yeah, of course, I
Yeah.
like. You can see I like it big. Behind me, there are other big paintings which we might talk about later. We have time,
We have
but
to. Yes.
that we have to.
Let's
Okay,
do it. I want
whatever
to. I
you
want to hear
say,
about
you're the
those.
boss. You're the boss. So,
Yes.
anyways, those the diptych, the metamorphosis, it's 4x6 each piece, and the
Right.
reason I love this size is because it fits in my SUV. So I would love to do bigger sizes, but then you have to like do it just on canvas and roll it, and it's like
That's
no.
true.
Anyway, so those are my favorite sizes, and I have probably altogether about probably 100 pieces.
Wow.
Not just in this exhibition, but I mean in general. And the
And
metamorphosis, why it was important for me to bring this theme, and because I create healing arts, because this is not just my brand. I created it, I
yes.
developed it, I started to do that about 30 years ago, first as a therapist, as a scientist, as a holistic healer, energy healer, hands-on, hands-off, distant, any kind, and then I came to art. And some people ask me if when did you become an artist, or when did you start
Right.
painting?
Well,
And that
obviously you
was not
don't need me, so we just. No, I'm just kidding.
no, that was the
I
question
just
you
played with you.
wanted to ask me. So when we were
No.
rehearsing, that was
Yeah.
one of the questions. So yeah, ask me the
Yeah.
question, please.
No, I just play with you. But yeah, I mean, you first started creating at what age and what medium did you use? What materials did you use?
So when people ask me that question, because I didn't give him answers, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I consider that my whole life I have been an artist. I just started to treat it as a profession, like to do it as a business, and to be a full-time artist just about 15 years ago. But
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
mean that I haven't been an artist before. I always been an artist. I was born an
Sure.
artist. We creatives,
Yes.
and you know that, you can relate to that. It's like
Sure.
when there is a right time for you, or when you first do all your tasks in life that you have to do, and then you allow yourself to do what you really love. And this is exactly what when I started to create, like I said, my brand, and first as a therapist and scientist and healer, and then I came to fine art, where I convey the same message of healing, which means that through my art, people can receive healing, can feel better, and it's all about well-being, and it's about the energies, the frequencies of colors that I incorporate into my art, as well as spiritual messages, etc. So there is a
Absolutely.
lot of hidden components, like when a chef is cooking something very, very, very
Yes. All the minute
exciting. So
ingredients.
all the little components, but the
Absolutely.
major ones, as I said, the embedded spiritual messages, the frequencies of colors, the energetically balanced composition. This is very important, as I consider, again, as a
Sure.
healer. The energy of the whole piece is very important.
Yes.
Like when you look at that diptych, you can use each piece separately, but when it's together and when it form some very deep and profound message that is being
Absolutely.
communicated to you. So this is what's important to
Yeah.
me. I'm ready for
I
your
mean, you're
questions. I'm sorry.
well. No, that's we all love. There's a lot of people watching right now that just are learning a lot, as I am. I mean, your whole bio is a complete loaded piece of toast. So let's dissect that a little bit.
Maybe
As
we'll
far as
forget. Let's forget about the whole bio. Just let's have a conversation.
yeah, that's what I mean. As far as like, your resume in and of itself, do you feel that that's, although you've been an artist your entire life, do you feel that your resume has helped you and all the things that you've learned in your arts, and how do you apply it if so?
That's actually a very, very good question.
I only
And
ask
you
good
know what?
questions, Helen.
I can ask my favorite video crew. You can bring some paintings on the background, and then I will just go into them? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of the very, very colorful pieces, abstract, impressionistic, expressionistic. So there is
It's
probably no
beautiful.
such uh, I don't know even how to call it style, but this is the style that I created for myself, and this one calls Eclipse, and this is from the
Okay.
series Abstract Sunsets, and it's
Wonderful.
actually been done a few years back, I believe 2016. It's 3 by 4 feet, and it belongs to the collection Colorscapes. And this collection
Oh, wow.
Colorscapes, there is no such word. I invented it. Colorscapes, it's like landscapes,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I get it.
I just feel it like colorscapes, something that
Hmm.
speaks to me and it will speak to other people. Because you know what? I started to create healing art as not as a brand, but as art to help
Mm.
myself, to do my
Oh,
own
okay.
healing, and then
That's
to
wonderful.
bring it to others, to have the same healing vibrations, to help in their healing. So some people oh, we already moved to the next one. That's okay. I
That's
wanted to
it.
say a couple words about the X clips, because some people can
Yeah.
just see the beautiful bright colors, and this one
Right.
actually calls Big Apple I Love You, and that's
Mm.
that's
Oh,
also.
that's a great shot there.
Oh yeah, I
That's
love that.
wonderful.
It's one of everybody's favorite pieces, uh, the Big Apple. And I love New York. I'm not even a former New York. I don't want to admit that I'm a former New York. I'm still in New York.
Right.
I just don't live in New York. And I
Once a
love
New
New
Yorker,
York.
always a New Yorker. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Right.
it.
So I live in between Florida and Vermont now, but I still consider myself a New Yorker. Even my phone starts with 917. They don't have these numbers any longer. But
See?
I still have my phone there. And
Now,
I
along
made,
that.
wait. I
Yeah.
made lots and
Okay.
lots and lots of notes. It's like 20 pages of notes. And I wanted to, okay, Big Apple, I Love You. And that's from the series New York, New York, obviously. And
Yeah,
the
it's
collection Energy Art. Like
okay.
I have a collection Colorscapes, I have a collection Energy Art. So it has a
Mm.
lot of pieces which are particularly very, um, I would say, enhanced with the healing energy. And that
See, that's
piece,
phenomenal.
along with the other one, which I will talk about later, was created for the 15-year anniversary of September 11th.
Oh,
And
wow. That's
this is
fantastic.
why it's so powerful, and this like really communicates my love to New York, and every New Yorker who saw that piece, they say, oh my God, this is like incredible. Really, I'm not just saying it,
And you
because
can see the
they feel the
depth.
vibrancy, the movement, the
Yeah.
chaos, the melting pot, and the colors, the everything is there. So this piece was presented in several major art fairs, and like in
Sure.
Spectrum Art Basel Miami, and in Art Expo in New York City. And actually, it was unveiled the very first time in Vermont, because I
Oh,
painted
wow.
it
That's
here. I created
fantastic.
it here. Yeah, and it was like
Oh, that's
a
great.
very interesting venue. It calls Art Hop in Vermont. I don't know,
Okay.
2020, of course, there was nothing
No,
available
yeah.
anywhere. And
All the sidewalks are rolled up last year. Now,
uh,
this could
actually,
be,
wait. I actually missed your question that you asked me before. I'm sorry. I didn't miss it, but
no,
I moved
which
to the
depends
next
on
one.
what you create more, like your color palette that you use, or your subjects, or both. Just depend on what you're painting or what your thought process is.
That's a very interesting question, because I cannot answer it.
Yeah, well, it probably
First of
varies.
all,
Yeah.
when you say thought process, I immediately had like a reaction. No. It's not about the
Yeah.
thought process. In
Okay.
my case, it's about the energy and alignment
Mm,
and being in the flow. And I, I'm not afraid to say it now. Like
sure.
maybe many years ago, I would be like kind of cautious to say that, but now I can say I'm
Sure.
channeling art. I'm channeling the
Absolutely.
colors. I'm not like thinking, oh, okay, well, this color wheel, oh, which one coordinates with this one? Absolutely
Right.
not. I just go with the flow, and I go with what, how I, as a human being, respond to those vibrations that are coming to me. But again, I just said human being, but this is not how I define myself.
Sure.
And other people,
Who
no, I
does?
define, no, I, no,
It's
I define,
2021.
no, I define myself as a spiritual being on a human journey. And I think
Sure.
it makes a big difference. You know, when you define yourself as just a human being, it's one thing. But when you bring spirituality, not just like a book or, you know, a video
Yeah. A wheel of
or
cheese.
meditation or, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you really embrace this concept of spirituality and you feel that you are a spiritual being on a human journey, you see things differently, you experience things differently. And for instance, you know, the year 2020, that's been so dramatic for everybody. And if one
Yes.
person tells me that it wasn't, I would say, you know what, either you're in denial or you
Or a
are
coma.
that kind
Yeah.
of what,
Or they were in a
or
coma for the whole year and they didn't realize it.
right, but dramatic and really difficult and challenging for,
Sure.
I would say, a lot of people. And you know, with all those different things that were happening, first of all, the pandemics, of course, and all the, you know, riots and the, you know, the demonstrations and the protests and the differences and the elections and it just so much been there in the year 2020. And this
Yeah.
piece is about, the title is Many Roads to God. Thank you, Sean, for
Oh,
bringing
wow.
this piece. And
Yeah.
it's very
That's beautiful.
interesting. It's a very interesting piece because I did it again a few years back, not recently, not in 2020, because in 2020 I created quite a few pieces. I needed to create. I needed to create life-affirming art, not just healing art, but life-affirming. And this particular piece is also life-affirming, you know, piece because
It speaks volumes.
it speaks. It tells about that there are many roads to God, and we look and look and search for answers, and we go
Sure.
different directions, and we go, you can see Eiffel Tower, you can see New York, and this one you can see everything you're able to see there, because again it's more in my abstract expressionistic impressionistic style. But the main message of that one is that, you know, you're searching for God, but it's inside of you, your heart is
Yes.
the God, and you need to listen to it. You have to,
Yeah.
not that you have to, but see, like, I'm getting emotional because
Sure.
this is where we all operate from, whether we agree with that, whether we know that, whether we, you know, just learning about that, you know, but this is the center of our, I would
Absolutely.
say, energetic communication. And so this is why the heart is in the center of that painting, the many roads to God. But again, I want to come back to the question that you asked me
Yeah.
before
Well, it makes it
about
that
the
much more
2020,
interesting
and
to your point
that
of,
we're
you know,
coming
not really
back.
using a. What's that? I'm sorry.
Oh my God,
Who's on first?
this is one of
Yeah.
the most, I would say, powerful paintings. And again, thank you,
Oh,
Sean,
wow.
for showing this one now.
Yeah. See.
Remember when I said that the Big Apple, I Love You, the series
Yes.
from the series New
Yes.
York, New York, that I did for the 15-year anniversary memorial of the September 11th, and like, I consider myself a New Yorker, and it's always
Sure.
with me. I actually was right there. I wasn't in the you know,
The towers.
the buildings, right? But I
Right.
was about 15, 20 blocks away, because I was running to have at that time I was working as a holistic healer and a
Sure.
psychotherapist.
So
Actually,
these paintings are that
holistic
much
therapist.
more important to you and close to you? And
This one is so important to me. That's why, thank you, Sean, for showing it. It calls, the title is Coming, period, Back, period, Home. And yeah, and this, you might not necessarily see it this way right away, but the reason why it's so important, and I can't find it in my notes, but I can probably speak about it just like that, because I remember creating it, and I remember that my intention, not goal, my intention was to bring that feeling of having a hope to come back home.
Yes.
And all of those people who were killed during that terrible event, and all of those firefighters, and all of those significant others of other people, and all of those rescuers, all of those folks who were and still dealing with the PTSD and it's post-traumatic stress disorder, and all of those. So this piece is dedicated to all of those people, who actually helped us, all of us, to live our life. And it can go even bigger than that. So not only to, those firefighters and, people who participated in rescuers in that particular event, but, to all the soldiers, to all people who are fighting for our lives, that we can live here and we can do, take care of our business, families.
Unmatched, powerful piece.
It's
no
a
doubt.
very, very powerful piece, and really powerful. And that's why I brought it there. And like I said, it was created in dedication for the memorial of September 11th, 15 years, but
That's
it can
wonderful.
go much. And it participated in several exhibitions, major ones, like again, Art Expo New York and Art Basel Miami, because it's such a powerful piece. So I wanted to say something that I keep coming back to 2020, because 2020 was a year.
It's your show. I'm just selling tickets.
And no, you're not just selling tickets. We will do another show with you and your daughter, because guys, Cheyenne and his daughter, they both are painters. They both create art. So we decided that we will do the next show. So you're not just selling tickets. Come on, no. This is like from artist to artist. It's just that really those couple pieces that we just talked about, they're very powerful. They're very potent, and you might even say heavy. But this is part of the healing. See, like healing is not just rosy butterflies or blue skies. This is not only that. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be this way. It should, certain colors and certain color combinations. But healing is mainly, as I understand it, or maybe because I am a healer and a therapist, and I incorporate all my background into, my healing arts. So this is being on a journey. Healing is being on a journey. Healing is going towards the light. Healing is finding that light at the end of the tunnel and going towards that. Healing is literally. Yes. It's not only metaphorically, but literally.
Yes, I agree.
Oftentimes.
Literally,
and this piece I see right there, it's about the light as well. I have goosebumps. Oh my God. Thank you, Sean.
I love this piece. Love it.
Oh, you love that piece? Oh, okay.
Now, what the next series?
Do you remember the title of that piece?
Oh, there's no way.
No way. Yeah, because there were so many. It's good that we chose just 15 out of 100, right? Can you
I
imagine?
would be lost. Yeah.
Yeah. So the title is City of Light, and it's a biblical, of course, and you can see people going towards the light, and you can see a city, and you can see all these planets. If I will describe it, which I hate to do, honestly, I hate describing my paintings. I like when somebody else saying something what they see.
Right. That was one of my questions too. I mean, do you just
I
love
love that.
when you're going to, your galleries and you see just dozens and dozens and over time hundreds of people looking at your paintings and seeing different visions. You could have 100 people and have 100
What do
different
you
visions.
what do you see in that painting? You say you love it. So what do
Oh,
you see there?
well,
No, please share, please. What do you see? Because
it's
you love it.
it's
It spoke to
yeah.
you, right? So you resonated with that. There is something that
Yeah.
speaks to your heart because you love it. So what is
It's
there?
that searching the planets, although I see them, but when I first saw the painting, it was, you see obviously the two people, and who are they? Are they, one's larger than the other one? Is it husband and wife? Are they related? Is it father and child, mother and child? And what are they searching for? Where's the light? They're moving towards that, and the planets kind of are an afterthought in that. Okay, so what realm are they in, or is it a dream? Are they dreaming? Anyway, that was a rabbit hole I thought of.
That's wonderful. I love it. See, like when you give me some food for thoughts, that's actually helping me to describe it
Sure.
because it doesn't matter, I think, what the author, the painter, the artist
Yeah.
wants to convey. What matters the most, what people absorb, what people resonate with, what people experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Sure.
you just described it perfectly. And
Yeah.
those planets, it just
Yeah.
gives the sense of universal, multiversal, meaning of that. And this couple,
Yes.
it could be anybody, like you said, it could be husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, it just,
Yeah.
or mother and son, or it just a couple going towards the
That's
light
it. It's
together.
open for interpretation for sure.
And the meaning of togetherness is very important to me.
And that,
And
yes.
it's in many paintings. They could be just not necessarily they presented in people's figures, human figures, but it could be two boats, together. There were
Yes.
like some paintings like two boats together. So that feeling of togetherness that brings
Yes.
warmth and hope, and that's killing.
That's it.
See, I see jazz behind you. Actually,
Jazz.
I see
This is
two
on the next
jazz.
series, right? Is this on the next series?
That's the series. That's the whole series of
Yes.
jazz.
Yes.
And that series called Jazz and the City. It's like Sex and the City. It's one of my favorite
Right.
series because it's about New York and girls and everything, but sex too. But this series is called Jazz and the City because, I am, as a musician, I love jazz.
Okay.
And I can see another jazz painting right behind you, which is also, yeah, which is also from this series, Jazz and the
Yep.
City. And
And
you can
then there it
you,
is.
yeah,
It's the same series. It's within the
it's
same
it's
series. Yeah.
from it's from that series, and I love it. Those are much more playful than if you compare
Sure.
to those very serious and I would say almost like patriotic pieces. This is like more playful series about jazz and music and colors, and
Yeah.
this one is called Sounds of Jazz, and I have another one, a big one. It's not on that exhibition, which I dedicated to my father, who is a really a great jazz musician, and
Oh, wonderful.
oh
That's
yeah,
that's
he
yeah.
was the first
Wow.
one back in the Soviet Union, in Siberia, who organized a jazz band as a jazz musician. The very first one in the 50s. So
Get
this
out.
is amazing, and so I think I love jazz probably
That's
from when I was in my mom's, womb.
yeah, in the womb.
That's why I love jazz, and my
I thought
favorite
I
music.
noticed an accent. That's a real accent then?
No, this is just the charming accent that I use for the
Okay.
shows. Yes,
Okay. I
this is
just
just
wasn't
an
sure. I was
accent.
like, wait a second, am I hearing an accent? All right, cool.
So
Yeah.
this charming accent is from Russia. I immigrated as a refugee with my
Oh,
family.
wow.
Yeah, 30 years ago. So this is
Wow.
like a really big journey for me here,
Oh,
like really big journey. And I am forever grateful that I am in this country. with
Sure.
whatever difficulties we're going through, with whatever, turmoils and whatever challenges are here,
Yeah.
to live a life of an immigrant. I
Yes.
am still
Oh,
forever grateful that I'm here versus there. Oh, I love this piece.
for
This
sure.
actually, this is one of my favorite pieces, and
Mm,
it calls Edges of Eternity, and this is one of the newest one. This is actually one of those
wow.
that I did in 2020. Remember I said that I
Okay.
did quite a few pieces,
Yes.
and I did a few series because I love working in series. Sometimes I have like individual pieces, but mostly I have series. I love like the continuation of the process.
Right.
And this is collection 5D, 5-dimensional. So
Wow.
5D.
Is this related to one of the ones behind you then? Because I definitely want to talk about those as well.
Yes, this is definite. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the couple words about that one, the Edges of Eternity, the collection
Love the title.
5D. Yeah, I started actually I started in 2019.
Yeah.
Meaning a
Yeah.
show,
All
and
three levels
all
filled.
three
All the
levels. But
walls filled.
I
It's
wanted to, I
beautiful.
wanted just to say very briefly. I'm not going to dwell into it, that unfortunately, due to all those difficult times and pandemic and all this craziness,
Hmm.
this big show that was, fully transported and, handled and shipped and transported like
Hmm.
in a van and hanged and, done everything and marketed and everything. Are you falling asleep? No, I just wanted to say, hey, listen, it was
Yes.
all canceled. Can you imagine the level
The
of
timing was about the worst ever, I would think. Yeah.
developed Hank a few days before the COVID was announced, and that was it. And the
Wow.
owner of that gallery, the Suzanne, she left
Suzanne.
to Italy without knowing that the COVID is
Wow.
coming. She left like literally a few days before, and we were
What?
planning the exhibition, and everything was ready, and the titles, and like everything is exhibition ready,
Mm.
hanging in the building for over a year. And so, like I said in
Wow.
the beginning, I'm immensely grateful that we are finally doing a virtual
It's here.
version show.
It's it. Just a little
Yes.
taste, but it's here, and we've got some
Okay,
beautiful
which one?
pieces.
Which one is the? Oh, this
Let's.
is this is one of my favorite pieces. Honestly, thank you for showing it, Sean. This called.
John's on top of it.
Oh, I love it because it's so. It's almost like. Uh,
Now, what is the title of this one?
the title is "Enchanting Morning,"
Is
and
it Enchanted Morning? Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it was.
it's Enchanted Morning, and it's
Hmm.
like. It communicates the message how gorgeous and beautiful Vermont is. This is from Vermont. I did it in
Okay.
Vermont, but it's interesting that I did it in like I first did it in I think 2016, 17, and then I enhanced it like a couple years later with all
Oh,
these
wow.
5D images. Yeah, 5D frequencies.
Wow.
Excuse me, it's
Okay.
incorrect. So then it became like a very very healing piece, because when you really stand in front of it and you look, and I gave it just reclays to a few
Okay.
people,
Oh, wow.
gifted, and they were saying, oh my god, I have it, and when I look at it, I just have
See,
goosebumps. It's like it's so healing,
yet
really,
another
and I
powerful
love it.
piece.
It's a powerful piece, but in a different way of being
Oh,
powerful.
for
It's like
sure.
it's healing, but
Hmm.
it's very gentle. It's very gentle. It's very
It's a very
subtle.
peaceful,
It's
calming
very
piece.
peaceful,
Yeah. Hmm.
exactly. And you have, again, you see a lot of light going through, like mountains
Right.
and lakes. You can see if you want to see. Remember, like when you were describing the other piece, like if you want to see the mountains and lakes and trees and valleys and
Hmm.
flowers, They're all there. If you don't want to
Yep.
see it, you will just see the you know, the big abstract piece, very colorful and very healing. So this is all about where you as a viewer are, because you
Yes.
know, actually, that's what I wanted to say. Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, it's what I'm here to
My,
do.
oh yes, thank you. My art is not viewed; it's experienced,
Boom. There it
and
is.
this is what I think is very important, a very important distinction. Because usually we are used to, like, you know, viewing art. It's a
Right.
viewing, you know, it's a, like, you know, come to the viewing. And I think I wrote the whole article. I think I forgot who published it. Some, I'm sorry.
Was it a publisher?
The business, no, the business magazine, art business. Oh, I'm sorry. I
Oh,
forgot where
all
it
right.
was published. But anyways, I said
Okay.
that my art is experienced, and this is very important, and it's very different, because you are not just seeing it with your eyes. You're not even just feeling it with your heart, which is most very important, but
Sure.
you are experiencing with all your senses. And sometimes you don't even know, like, you know, when they talk about
Yeah.
sixth sense, you don't even
Right.
know what exactly you're feeling, or you know, how it affects you, but it does. And in
Yeah.
many cases, like I said, you know, you are aware of, oh my God, this is so healing, this is so beautiful, I want to stand just in front of it and meditate. And actually a lot of people meditate, and some people even cry. And this particular
Wow.
piece, I see it now, this is another very powerful piece. It calls Bridging Eternity.
Wow.
And that piece I created when my mom was going to another dimension, and
Oh,
leaving us. And
wow.
yes, it's a very, very powerful piece, and very emotional for me, of course. You know
Sure.
what? It's not enough light, getting dark. Let me put some light.
Sure.
Is it better? Is it better? Yeah, because I see
Yeah.
you're getting
That's
sunset
great.
was over. Yeah, so this piece is, like, for me personally, is very meaningful, of course. And did I write something very special
Absolutely.
about this? I think I did. And I don't see that, but that's okay. Um, that's okay.
Well,
I have
speaking
many
of,
pieces, many pieces. You know, like I said, this one is very playful. I have
oh
so.
yes.
Thank you for showing different, you know, different collections and different directions of, you know, how I go, because I don't just do one style, or I
Yeah,
don't do
your
just,
work is
you know.
expansive, hands
It's
down.
it's
Yeah.
very, you know, I like experimenting. I like
Yeah.
experimenting, and we talked about, you know, that piece. What was that piece? Big Bang, Big Bang. We talked
That's
about
what I
that.
want to get to. I can't.
You
We
want to get
cannot
to it? Yeah,
end
yeah,
this
yeah.
without getting to Big Bang.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one, that we see, that we just saw right now, called
It's
foliage, foliage,
foliage.
something about foliage.
Foliage. Yeah.
So it's about foliage. And
There it
again,
is.
yeah, that's the one that you love. And I do have, like, a series seasons, and I have a lot of different paintings and different sizes and different techniques and different, you know, subject matters, and many of them are abstract, and again, people love it because it's very colorful, and
Yes.
you know, convey different messages
Now,
behind the
what
colors.
on
So
your technique? What is your chosen technique to create this masterpiece?
the one that
The Big Bang.
your
That
favorite
one.
one, the Big Bang. That's funny you should ask that, because you will laugh. See those bubbles and those cells? It's very
Yes.
popular now, you know, the pouring
The
technique,
pouring.
etc. And
Sure. Sure.
and I created that piece for the exhibition. Again, it was my solo show in Vermont, in a beautiful setting, in a they call it All Souls Spiritual Center, and I had the whole,
Wow.
whole center for myself. And the exhibition
Wow.
title was My Happy Universes. So that is
Oh,
like one
okay.
of the central pieces,
That's cool.
because everything was about universes and it was more abstract. And so I did like a lot of little small ones, and like different
Okay.
ways to arrange the walls, etc. But this one, I could not do that pouring technique. Absolutely
Okay.
not. I was going nuts. I was going totally nuts. And I thought, you know what? Forget it. I will
So how
just
did you
paint.
create those
I will
cells?
just paint them. This is what I did.
So you
I paint.
hand
I
painted
just
every one of those
hand
cells.
paint. I hand
Wow.
painted all the cells,
That's
and
impressive.
it,
That's impressive.
no,
Wow.
I thought you will laugh, because what idiot will do that? Like you study the pouring technique,
It's a
10
yeah.
times, and then you do that. And I tried, and then I just got tired. And so
Well,
I decided, okay, I will invent
and
something.
look
So
what you
I
created
was
in lieu of
painting,
that.
I
Yeah.
was hand painting all that. So actually, it's
Stunning
many people's
piece.
favorite. Yeah, many people love that.
Stunning piece. And what is the measurement of the original on this?
3 by 4, 30,
Oh, your favorite
36 by
size.
48.
Yeah.
No, my favorite 4 by 6.
Oh wait,
No,
four by
this,
six.
yeah, this
Ah,
is
that's
this is a
right, because
little
it fits in
smaller.
your yeah, it
This is
fits
a
in your
little
SUV. 3 by 4. Yeah. Yeah.
no, 3 by 4 fits just easily. I can put like
Yeah.
probably 15 artworks in. But the one that is behind you, the jazz, is also
Hmm.
a 3 by 4. And I see another very textured piece. Yeah, and Sean is
Yeah.
showing how
That's
textured it
beautiful.
is. Yeah, I was experimenting again. If you ask me what kind of texture is that, I will not tell you, because I don't remember. I was just putting different
Ah,
textures. I think there is like a combination of some mediums, of course, and
okay.
also I use some paper. Some, I
Oh,
did some,
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah. So
Did you say
I
that
was,
the drying time for this medium was 4.5 years?
who said that?
No, just kidding. I just kidding. Because it's so thick. Just the drying
It's
time has
very
to
thick.
be.
No, the drying time, because I use, some medium that accelerates the process. So yeah, of
Oh,
course you have to
okay.
wait
Wonderful.
between the layers if you ask me about the techniques. But I said,
Yes.
I don't really like to talk about techniques. I like to talk about bigger things. But I love that piece, and
Finished
again,
product. Yeah. But I
many,
mean, how
many,
the light
many.
hits that piece is just phenomenal too.
Yeah,
Because
it's
there's so much
interesting,
depth
right?
into it.
Because when
Yes.
it's like, all these little angles, and that's um,
Hmm.
that's another piece from the series Seasons. So it calls
Right.
Autumn Leaves, and it's basically again about the foliage, uh, anywhere foliage. Right? So it's like,
Yes. And
uh,
yet another style. So it's yet another feather in your cap. You
oh,
know.
that's a
Mhm.
older piece. I think it's about 10 years old. I was doing oils then. My favorite medium is
Wow.
oil, but
Sure.
I don't have, I mean, I do have my studio, but it's in my home. So like, having all these fumes, I really, it didn't work for me. But as a
Okay.
medium, it's my favorite
It is your favorite medium.
medium,
Okay.
oil. Oh
That was
yeah,
one of
I
my
love it.
questions.
And so this and the other piece, I think it's not necessarily a diptych, but it's just the boat theme. This one calls Sweet Dreams, Honey, and the other one calls Good
You too.
Morning,
Oh, I thought you were
something.
talking to me. Apologize.
Yes, and
Um,
the other one calls Good Morning, Beautiful.
there it
So
is.
yeah, the
Yes.
boats, the
To you
boats.
as well. Um, I want to kind of segue a little bit here on the healing side of things, the wearable healing art. So any of these pieces obviously can be turned into something that someone can wear and do. Yeah. Is there a
Is
certain?
it your idea, or did I tell you something about it?
I think I already copyrighted it, which is weird because I don't own any copyrights. In any case,
All right.
um,
But thank you
but
for
yeah,
asking. Yeah, it's very, very
mhm.
important to me. There are actually two directions that
Okay.
are critically important. And One of them is to deliver my art to the healthcare, and I have quite a few interviews where I talk about this. You can look at my website, helenkagan.com.
Yes.
All the videos are there, where I trying and keep trying and keep trying to bring my healing art to the healthcare. And it's a very difficult process, because, you know, it's a quite bureaucratic system. We know that, and it takes
Sure.
forever to reach somebody, etc. But I don't lose hope. I still don't.
No.
And actually, Tony Smothers was helping me to develop an initiative. And this is what I've been trying to do in 2020, because, you know, I felt like my art should be, if not in every hospital, but at least in many hospitals, just to bring people hope. And I was willing to donate a lot of pieces, not originals, but I wanted to make giclées and to donate it to the hospital, so people can, you know, have colors, have hope, have healing, have all this. And so I organized that healing art initiative. And like I said, Tony Sanders helped me with that. But so far we are still working on that, and I still hope to bring it to the hospitals in many different ways. Not necessarily, like I said, that would be what I would like to do. My intention to bring a number of giclées, like a series of, let's say, those chakras that are behind me. You asked me before. So these are two chakras. I mean, not two chakras. Two artworks of two different chakras, and this one, the yellow-orange one, and this one, the different hues of blues. You know, this one is the throat chakra, the color is blue. And this is the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, where the most power is, and that's the color is yellow, kind of orangey yellow.
Okay.
This is why I choose them deliberately for this interview, or rather show, because, you know, I wanted the support.
Incredibly well.
Oh, thank you. I wanted the support of those artworks of that emanate healing. You know, I wanted to be speaking freely. You know, I wanted to have, this calls finding your voice, because, you know, the throat chakra is about voice, but not necessarily just the physical voice, right? It's about more metaphorically finding your voice. And this one calls power and joy, because this is, like I said, the solar plexus chakra is about power, and it's also about joy, and this is very playful. And so speaking about wearable healing arts, as answering your question, I'm trademarking it, in the process of trademarking it, because I want as many pieces of my art as possible on different surfaces. And there is, you know, there are some, you know, quite a few websites, you know, doing t-shirts and everything. But you know what? If you take, for instance, this piece, because it's already having this healing power, everything is embedded there in that piece of art, and you make a scarf, or you put it on yoga mat, or you put it on even sneakers, for instance, you know, you will have that healing power remaining there.
What a great concept, though.
Thank you. This is why, you know, I'm trademarking it, because I do want to, well, I already started to search for companies who would be interested in either licensing or collaborating with me and producing, you know, those beautiful pieces of art on the clothes.
You can't go wrong with any of it. Well,
no, really.
Helen, a wise man once said, the healing arts are about spreading and healing throughout the world. This combined with creating a sense of joy and peace in a world in which we tend to lose sight of both.
Wow.
Author?
Who said that?
Cheyenne Autumn. Oh, I guess I wrote that. It's weird. Anyway.
You said that?
We do.
You said that?
But I think we do lose sight of joy and peace sometimes, and especially of like last year. So your work is just jaw-dropping, and I can't thank you enough for the time and, you know, letting us, you know, just take a peek inside of your world a little bit and show us what, you know, what you created and how you created. So
Can I
thank you
can I
so
say a
much.
couple words? Can I say a couple words?
Absolutely, please.
Uh, just in response to that beautiful author who just quoted something, I wanted to say that Picasso said that the purpose of art is washing the dust of daily life of our souls.
Oh wow,
And
that's phenomenal.
Mr. Kandinsky said, which I love him and I love what he said, color provokes a psychic vibration. Over 100 years ago, he did say that. He already felt it. He knew that. And he was also Russian.
Wow.
Color is a power which directly influences the soul. So this is what I am
There it is.
communicating all along about the healing frequencies, the vibration of color. And it's
Yeah.
very important, which colors are, you know, not just coordinated, but how you bring that. Uh,
Hands
yep,
down. It
yep.
all is in relation to each other. Hang on. Are we doing a Q&A? No. Okay. Yep. No. We're not going to. We
Yes,
kind
no.
of ran out of time, but I think the viewers got far more information, and we didn't get. Sorry for the folks out there for not getting to your questions, but hopefully you learned a lot. So thank you so much, and thank you, Helen. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we're not doing Q&A.
No, we're wrapped of time. But they
Then
can
I will say,
also helenkagan.com, and we're going to be doing many of these to come up.
and I want to say thank you so much, guys, for making it happen. I said it in the beginning, and I'm saying it again because we are
It's a well-oiled
pioneering.
machine.
We are pioneering in something very, very important. I'm sure there will be a lot of artists who will be doing something like that because, we were shut down in 2020, and now we're
That's
looking
true.
for different ways to do that. And I wanted to say to you that I, Helen Kagan, a creator of healing arts, my concept. I create happiness and I help you find your Zen. This is
Absolutely.
what I do. Right? You agree? Okay. Thank you so much again.
Wholeheartedly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.
What do I do with my... All right, I'm going to order us all Uber Eats. Helen, are you hungry? You're in Vermont.